And now call forth Shenron! Grant my wish! Make the next Sonic game decent. Oh wait, I mean Sonic. Revive him. Yeah, right.
I wish to save this world. I wish to cleanse my father's sin. And I wish to talk to Sonic once again.
And then Shenron comes out and calls her a greedy bitch because this is old Shenron rules, which means one wish. If this was Purunga, you'd get 3.
You've given me so many things. Now it is my time to return the favor. I care not what happens to me, but please heed my voice. Sonic, come back. To me. To us.
What is not seen in the background is Amy going ballistic, holding her Pico Pico hammer, and about to go and club Elisa in the back of the head. That's all I can think of because of bestiality.
Thank you, Elise.
Hey Sonic, while you're at it, you can power up Tails and Knuckles back there. Have 5 supers. And Shadow's gold now.
Embrace the stillness of eternity.
Of course we couldn't have loading screens going right into the boss. It's only the final boss in the game. Oh, boy. So, yes, we have to defeat Solaris, which is pretty much easier said than done. We have 3 super forms that we're dealing with, so we're pretty much going...
Light is the sign of a super-dimensional life form. Standard
It's
attacks
all
will
you,
work on
Shadow.
him. He eats dimensions for lunch.
Understood.
So then what do we do, Doctor?
Be something
Silver,
that's anchoring
it's
him
your
in
turn.
this dimension. That's
I'll take
probably
care
the
of
light.
this. This is the end. Prepare to meet your doom.
So yes, basically we have 3 different super forms that we can deal with. We are, just like all other super forms, you have to watch your ring count. If your rings hit 0, you end up dying. In this case, you start the boss fight over. If you end up getting a game over in this case, then if you saved, then you just end up back at the Solaris fight. If you didn't save, then you have to do End of the World again. So I hope you guys saved. So, pretty much at the first phase, silver is what's supposed to be used. I don't know why they don't change you to another one. So what we have to do is we have to basically destroy these arm shields that Solaris has.
Good luck, Sonic.
Hit the triangle button to switch to other characters, which is what we're going to need to do in this case. Right now I'm going to be switching to Shadow because Shadow is what we need to do. For Shadow to hit him, you have to charge with the R1 button and basically do a full-on extended Chaos Spear, because if you do just a regular Chaos Spear, Solaris pretty much just ignores that, saying, haha, you think that this can hurt me. But the charged one, Shadow is able to basically let loose on. So we have to destroy his 2 arm shields right here. That being said, the boss AI is rather stupid. You can do the same strategy such as what I'm doing right now. I find that Sonic's part for this is actually the hardest one because I have a hard time really changing it. There we go. Takes care of that. So let's switch to Sonic now.
I'll take care of this.
Switches back to silver. Over time, it based on how many rings that they have. They always start with 49.
It's my turn. Let's have some fun, Solaris.
Yep. Ah, crap. If you get hit, you end up losing rings. One of the things I hate about Solaris is the fact that pretty much, you know, he blocks right there. There we go. And I always get hit right there. I'm never good at Sonic's phase of this. I get lucky. Like so. All right, I'm going to switch right now so then I can build up more rings with Sonic and then switch back to Sonic. This is what I mean, though. I'm just never really good at doing this phase right here. This phase right here with Sonic is my worst part in Solaris. Now, you're supposed to be waiting for him to attack. I just have a hard time with it. I'm not the best at this boss, I will admit, but I can guarantee you that the timing on this boss is still freaking ridiculous. As you can see, you can't just attack him with, like, Shadow or something, sadly, because, you know, he ends up blocking it. And pretty much it's the same. Same holds true for Silver in this case. Watch, I'll show you what I mean. I'll throw this at him. But, wait, did it look like it damaged him? It looked like it did. No, I hit another rock. That's not what I needed to do. Trying to catch, there we go. Let's see if we can. Okay, it looks like it's hitting him, but I know for a fact it's not. All right, Sonic should have enough rings by now. I have enough to do one attack, so let's wait for Solaris to do a laser. Ah, crap. See, like, I'm just not good at this. There we go. I got in between him. That's what you're supposed to do. Ah, crap. That's what you're supposed to do until you get to revealing his last part of the core, which is the problem I always have, like I said before. And really, it's because the hitbox on his arms when he's defending himself are just so deceptively large. And I know there are people who can S-rank this boss and do this in like 5 minutes. I'm just not that good at it, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't go out of my way to play this game. Then I have to play through this story again. All right, wait until Shadow gets to 25 rings, and then I'll switch back to Sonic, because Silver will probably have full ones. Because pretty much I think it takes 3 of Sonic's bursts to go into there, and then I'm just going to let loose with Shadow. Because Shadow is the easiest one when hitting attacks, to say the least. He's the easiest one to hit attacks on for Solaris in this boss fight. Music's okay, I guess. I'm still a fan of What I'm Made Of. It's still one of my favorite songs. All right, and let us switch to Sonic, who's got 33 rings, and... There we go. Went through him. Okay, and let's see if we can do another one on him. No, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it, ladies and gentlemen, because dying in this boss sucks. Then you got to start this phase over. And this phase isn't fun. It looks like he's going to be firing his laser, but he never does with me. Huh. I should probably switch to actually Silver when I'm doing this. I know it sounds like I'm rambling, and the fact that this is like a 5-minute boss. I'll forgive final bosses for taking a while, because they should, I believe, in my philosophy, a final boss should take a while, and they should have more than one phase, because when you have one phase boss that takes no time at all, you get Fable 2's final boss. And I don't want to relive Fable 2's final boss, and while the plot going up to this point about this vengeful god who was experimented on for actually selfish reasons, and in every right deserves to be fucking pissed, we still have to beat him up. Alright, and when Silver gets down to 30 rings, I will do this. So, there we go. Back to Sonic. Alright, perfect. There we go. And that hit that one out of him. I kind of clipped through his arm, but fuck it. Never mind the floating parts of Solaris that are right there. Now, for this phase, technically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wait for him to attack and then do that. I'm abusing invincibility frames right now, because when he attacks, he can interrupt himself like so. All right, I'm going to... All right, I'm going to switch with Shadow, because Shadow can take him out. So... thank you, game, for instantly having that instead of moving. Time to die, because you can't defend this. Time to abuse Shadow's power. How fitting. Shadow's the one that ends up doing it. Oh, wait. No, okay, he doesn't. Because it looked like I just didn't hit that one. Yeah, it is. Just like this plot mainly, you know, revolves around me. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm going to be actually killing this boss with Shadow. Take that! Multi-dimensional being and multi-time being my ass.
No, it's not over yet.
Only the void itself could surpass me.
I guess it's not gonna be that easy.
What did you expect? So, stop the out-of-control Solaris. So what I'm getting from this is basically we ended up making Mephiles go unconscious, and now it's in full Iblis mode. As in, fuck shit up. Fuck shit up. And now for my favorite song in this game.
Is it impossible to defeat a super-dimensional being after all?
No, something's different. I think a large, powerful consciousness coming from Solaris.
What? A consciousness? That's his core! Even if we can't stop his core, we can stop his consciousness!
Look! There's a strange thing in the middle of Solaris. Is that the source?
It's all
Alright, so, now on to the next one. So yes, Solaris is pretty much out of control, and Eggman pretty much figures, okay, it's his core. That's his core, that's right there, so pretty much attack the core. So, we have the pretty much orchestral version of his world. I'm not the biggest fan of his world, but I love orchestral remixes like this. I've always been a sucker for that, especially in fucking colors, which you will see me fucking love to death in that one. But Shadow is the easiest one to actually hit in this boss. Solaris is a bit more attack heavy in this one, as you can see, because he's out of control. I'm going to switch before I end up getting myself killed. And now for Silver, who I always find is the hardest one to actually in this boss to end up hitting him. Which is why I did so much damage. The reason why I find it so hard to hit him with Silver more is because the rocks end up hitting other rocks and just explode like so. That's why I never really use Silver in this phase of the boss, because they just explode. There's no real thing for me to do much. I can try my best and get lucky and hit him, but it's better if I do something else. I better switch before Solaris ends up. Switch! I was trying that, but it wasn't working.
the here and now that you've stolen. Time to take it back.
Yeah, thanks for, you know, hitting me when I was doing exposition while I couldn't move. You can't move for the first couple of seconds while you're doing this. I shouldn't be trying this again, but fuck it. Okay, I guess I can't hit him twice. Alright, switch to Shadow. Alright, and charge up. Doot. Doot. Come on.
You can do it, Shadow.
I better be able to do it. I mean, I beat up his consciousness. Honestly, Mephiles was a bit harder than this one. I mean, I'm having a hard time just hitting this boss, but I'm not really having a hard time at all, and I think I should be able to kill him in this right now with Shadow. This is a 9-minute boss. I know I'm taking a long time, but shouldn't be risking this. Not going to risk it anymore. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up accidentally killing him with Silver. No, instead, when I'm not able to move, it's going to hit me. Thanks, game. I love that. All right, fuck it, Silver's out. Yeesh, yeesh, yeesh. Dude, what the? Jesus Christ. Stop it. Die. Oh, come on.
I believe in you.
Well, you better believe in Shadow, because Shadow's the one killing this boss. Jesus Christ, he's firing like crazy. I can barely even fucking hit him. I can't see because of the blooming lights! Yes! There. Happy, Michael. I killed him with Shadow.
The void? How could it?
Even in a final boss, it has shit loading. I didn't even beat it with you. Doesn't matter, still an S. Like I said, I had no problem with the time because I knew it was going to still be an S.
That was incredible.
I could have gone faster, yes, but fuck the hitbox in this game. And for our rewards, the last couple of useless medals! Oh boy! So, we got it for clearing the act mission. getting an S rank for all episodes cleared. This should be the S rank one. And that is for clear act mission with an S rank. So, music from the last episode is available in the audio room, and so are the cutscenes. So, we're done with the last story. I just realized I never commented once on how they made Silver gold, Shadow gold instead of silver, like how his original super form was, because super forms were originally based on the alternate colors, like inverted colors.
Did you destroy it?
No. That is the true Solaris.
Look, Elise. This is Solaris, the flame of hope.
It's so beautiful.
When the flame has grown large enough, our world will change. Solaris will allow us to control time and move through history. People will be able to rectify past mistakes and avoid bitter fate.
No one in this world has read The Butterfly Effect.
Yes, Elise. We'll both be able to see your mother once again.
And that's the whole reason for Project Solaris. He just wanted to see his dead wife again. And then what he ended up unleashing nearly destroyed all of existence. Still questioning why the dad let the daughter into the lab.
This is where everything began. Who knew such a tiny flame could bring such devastation?
All hail fire and its majestic ability to burn everything.
If we put out this flame, Solaris will never exist. And then we'll never have to worry about the flames of disaster, right? But our encounter... You and I will never meet. It will never have happened. To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Fuck you!
Elise, just smile.
And like a child blowing out a candle on a birthday cake, she just committed democide. And the entire plot was erased.
Miss Elise? It felt like someone was calling me. I'm sure it's just the wind. Of course. But it felt so familiar somehow.
I wasted my time! Yep! Ladies and gentlemen, 06 rewrote itself out of the Sonic history. 06 never happened. So everything I've done up to now does not matter. And I know people are going to bring up Sonic Generations, but here's the thing. That's more, I think, of a cameo because they couldn't think of anything else. So yes, that was last story, and thus that concludes the entire story for Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. My thoughts on it? It is total and complete ass. It is the worst Sonic plot in the entire franchise, with so many fucking plot holes, inconsistencies, and downright stupidity. A lot of people end up saying, oh, well, if the game had been given more time, then, it could have been made better. When it comes, you can end up polishing gameplay as much as you want, but if the story is shit, then a lot of people are going to call it out for being shit. And I'm sorry, this story is terrible. There are a lot of people going, this is my favorite Sonic game. How could you hate this? This is great. Everyone else who just hates it sucks. Well, guess what? My opinion of this game is that it's terrible, and so is a good majority of the people. This was released along with Sonic Genesis on the same day, and by God, was it the lowest point in Sonic's fucking career. The final story, everything, just, I can't even describe it. And since this is the credit sequence now, I'll talk about, things that happened in all the stories and something that was a consistent problem throughout the project. In this case, the fucking frame rate was horrendous the entire time. I knew I was getting myself into it with that when it came to the PS3 version of 06. I didn't realize how goddamn bad it was. It's atrociously bad in the PlayStation 3 version. And I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, if for any curious and morbid curiosity you may have in wanting to play this piece of crap, avoid the PlayStation 3 version at all costs. Get the 360 version. You will have a better time, ? With it, because when it comes to gameplay and everything, the frame rate is actually stable in the 360 version, and those useless medals will give you at least achievements. Now, when it comes to the full-on style of the gameplay for everyone, I've already said how much I hated Shadow's vehicles in this game. Shadow the Hedgehog's vehicles controlled better than the vehicles in Sonic 06. And that's goddamn saying something, because Shadow the Hedgehog's vehicles, bar the motorcycle, which probably worked the best, were just terrible. And Silver. Silver as a character, we ended up talking about this, the Afro Battler and I. Silver, I don't think is really a bad character. He was just introduced in two of the most, not boring, but two of the worst plots really for the Sonic series. This was not a good year for the Hedgehog, and unfortunately Silver got the worst of it. When it came to his psychokinesis, it was nice, but it was glitching out in this version to where I couldn't throw objects. And that was a consistent problem. Not only that, His ground speed is terrible. The only one who's worse at running is Amy Rose, who we only have to play as twice for the game. The only character who was actually competent to use and actually controlled pretty well was Blaze the cat. And she was fucking written out of the story very fast, and no one ever even acknowledged her existence, hence why she will be forever referred to as Silver's guilty conscience. That's all it was. And now going on to Mephiles. Mephiles as a villain, I actually don't mind. I actually think he's probably one of the better characters in this game. I mean, he had a plot, he had a plan, he didn't really, take some of the more easier routes that you can do when you have infinite time travel at will without need of a Chaos Emerald. But that can be said about most of this game, in which you can control time, but you don't fucking do anything. This is especially the case when Shadow and Silver went to the past, in which they could have prevented the Dark Scepter from being found, thus preventing Eggman from stealing it, thus preventing the false rendezvous point, and thus causing, Mephiles to be freed when the scepter broke. But no. Because reasons. That's all I can say. And just because I'm in an ever so fun ranty mood, let's go on to Omega. Fucked up his voice. Seriously, and this is the same voice actor who was doing the voice of Omega from, Shadow the Hedgehog, which is odd because the one from Shadow the Hedgehog was emulating John St. John's. Sorry about that. And I have to admit that they did a great job of voicing Omega and actually portraying how Omega was in, Shadow the Hedgehog. Unfortunately, though, in this game, they made him so goddamn robotic, it's pretty much just down to, I am Omega, please insert girder. But overall, that takes care of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 for the most part. I'm still going to be doing a bonus episode in which I do the missions, but I just wanted to get my thoughts on this game pretty much just out right there. So, I guess for final thoughts, story's shit, controls are ass, frame rate is terrible, the whole entire character setup for this reboot was atrocious, which is why they rebooted it again in Sonic Unleashed. Only good thing, soundtrack. But at this point, complimenting a Sonic soundtrack for being good is kind of moot point, because generally they're always usually good, bar a few exceptions. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. I'll see you guys for the bonus episode, but if you're not staying tuned for that one, thanks for watching as I ran through Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. See you guys next time.